Welcome back, YouTube. It is Saiko, and today we are here with another 30 teams in 30 days series video. And in today's video, we are going to be looking at the Sacramento Kings. But before we even get into the video, if you guys could hit the like button and hit subscribe, that would actually really appreciate it. And also hit the bell notification because, it helps you notify when I upload a new video, because I'm going to be doing this for 30 days straight. So I don't think you want to miss out on that. I'm also trying to hit 100 subscribers by the end of the year. So if you guys could hit the subscribe button, that would be really appreciated. And I'm pretty sure that De'Aaron Fox would appreciate it too. So this offseason, I feel like the Kings didn't really do anything aside from trading for Tristan Thompson, which they only gave up DeLon Wright. So that was kind of only the real big trade that they made this offseason. And they were also able to re-sign Richaun Holmes, which is really good because I think that he was a really solid guy for them last year, and I hope that he continues to stay solid for them this year. They also signed Terrence Davis and Mo Harkless to kind of just give them a little more depth at the forward positions, or at least at the wing and power forward position. But the more I think about it, I feel like the Richaun Holmes signing was probably the most important thing that they did this offseason. In the draft this year, they had the 11th pick, and with that pick, they selected Davion Mitchell. And to be honest with you, I'm still kind of scratching my head at this one. I'm still kind of really wondering why they did this in the first place. But honestly, after watching Davion Mitchell in the Summer League, I think they drafted him for defense, and that boy was locking people up, man. As for the starting lineup, I actually don't think that the Kings have really made any changes to it from the last few seasons, or at least even last season. So I expect De'Aaron Fox to start at the 1, Buddy Hield to be at the 2, Harrison Barnes to be at 3, Marvin Bagley to be at 4, and Richaun Holmes to be at 5. And off the bench, they have guys like Davion Mitchell, Tyrese Halliburton. They have Terrence Davis, Mo Harkless, and Tristan Thompson to take backup minutes. De'Aaron Fox is an all-star caliber point guard in this league. I have him listed as my 7th best point guard in the league. So yes, he is a top 10 point guard in my eyes right now. And I just really love him. I think that he's really underrated. And I was actually going to eventually make a video about him being underrated, but with a lot of school stuff getting in the way and this series kind of popping up, I feel like it's kind of difficult to do that now. But just know that De'Aaron Fox is very underrated in my eyes. I also think he's one of the few draft picks that Sacramento has hit on in the past few years as well. Buddy Hield is kind of in a strange situation because he was supposed to go to the Lakers apparently this offseason for Kyle Kuzma, Montrezl Harrell, and a bunch of other pieces to kind of add shooting depth to the Lakers. He's been good for Sacramento, but I mean, he just doesn't want to be here, man. I don't really know what else to say about that. And I do think that a change of scenery for Buddy Hield would be much needed for him, especially because like the guy doesn't want to be there. Apparently he's deleted like everything related to the Kings, and it's just like I think he's pretty much kind of done with this franchise. Harrison Barnes is a guy that I think should be starting at the 4 because he's a lot older, but obviously because you have Marvin Bagley and Richaun Holmes, you kind of have to play him at 3, so he's just going to be a 3 for now. But I think he's a good veteran presence for them to have, and plus he's just a solid all-around role player. Is he worth the money that he's getting paid? I'm not 100% sure, but I mean, I think that he's still a decent role player, or at least that he plays his role to a good extent. Marvin Bagley is pretty much in the same situation as Buddy Hield. I'm pretty sure that he wants out of Sacramento. Apparently his dad says that he hates Swipe of the Fox, which is De'Aaron Fox, and just I don't know, there's just a bunch of stuff about Marvin Bagley that's just really kind of just I don't even know what to think about it. I don't think he's ever going to be that number 2 pick that we all think he was going to be or thought he was going to be. I mean, he was chosen over Luka because of some BS or something like that, but like I just want him to stay healthy and at least play decently, because I think he did last year, but it's just like his health is the one thing that legitimately just holds him back. But if he were to get traded maybe to Philadelphia or something like that, or if I think if he were to just get traded in general, I think it would actually kind of be refreshing for his career, because I mean, he doesn't want to be in Sacramento anyways. Like I said earlier, the Kings keeping Richaun Holmes was probably one of the best decisions that they made, because he was a guy that played really solidly for them last year, and I hope that he continues it this year because I really like him. I really like him. He blocks shots, rebounds the ball pretty well. He's just really good for their defense. As for the guys on the bench, I think Tyrese Halliburton is the one that I really want to talk about the most. He's just such a great player. Like, I honestly was not thinking that he was going to be as great as he was last year. I mean, he was literally 3rd in Rookie of the Year voting until he got injured, I think. I mean, he might have fallen out. I don't really remember, but I really love him. Like, he's such a great player, such a great guy. Honestly, I kind of wish that the Hawks took him instead of Onyeka Okongwu, but obviously they didn't, because I think that he would have been such a great backup point guard to Trey. But the fact that he's a backup in Sacramento it's just perfect for them, honestly. Like him, Healed, and De'Aaron Fox all on the court have been they've just been great. I love Tyrese Halliburton. And you can't forget the fact that he's also a correspondent on JJ Redick's podcast, and I just love it when players go on these platforms and get to talk, because it kind of feels like we have more of a connection to them rather than like just seeing them on Twitter. We actually get to see them and hear them like talk about their opinions and stuff like that. So shout out Tyrese Halliburton. I love you, dude. If you ever wanted to do an interview with me, which I doubt you would because I'm literally nobody, please hit me up, and I would love to just talk with you, man. The Davion Mitchell pick still really boggles my mind. I mean, why would you draft another point guard? I was literally just talking about how they have De'Aaron Fox, Tyrese Halliburton, and then they draft another guard in Davion Mitchell. But I'm not gonna lie to you, Davion Mitchell was locking people up in summer league, so I mean, if that's the reason why they drafted him, then I mean, I can't even really complain about that. Terrence Davis and Mo Harkless are pretty much there to be backups for the 3 and the 4. I think Terrence Davis probably has more potential than Mo Harkless does, because Mo Harkless he's getting a lot older, and I just feel like he hasn't had that much of an impact compared to some of the other players, or at least like over time. He's not Portland Trailblazers Mo Harkless, which even then he was just, everyone just looked at him as a role player. So I mean, he's just kind of stayed that way his entire career, I guess. And Tristan Thompson is there to do what he always does: rebound. As for this team's record, I think that they're probably gonna float around the 12th seed. I think their ceiling is to be a play-in team. I do have them, I think, at the 10th spot in my rankings for the Western Conference, although I actually haven't released that to the public, and I don't know if I ever will be, just because, like, you know, I'm doing this 30 for 30 series, like I said before, so I don't really have time to make a video on that. But if they do make the play-in, I wouldn't be surprised. If they sucked, I wouldn't be surprised, because health is the biggest thing for them, and I don't think that Swipe of the Fox and Tyrese Halliburton can be the guys to carry this team. I feel like the ceiling for this team is for them to be in the play-in. I think the floor for this team is to be around the 12th seed, so pretty much kind of where they were last year in a way, but it's all really dependent on health, because if they don't stay healthy, I don't really see them going very far. I also don't know what their record is going to be if they decide to trade Buddy Hield and Marvin Bagley to I don't know where, but if they trade for them and they don't really get anything back in return, then obviously they're going to be at their floor. But if they keep them, and if Buddy Hield can kind of have a bounce back season, because I feel like he hasn't been scoring as much as he should, or at least like his scoring numbers have been kind of down recently. I'm just relying on their health and Buddy to be pretty much solid. I'm really relying on 2 years ago Buddy Hield, where he was scoring about 20 points, to kind of show up, so that way they can actually make the play-in, because I want to see De'Aaron Fox in the playoffs. I really like De'Aaron Fox. John Morant got his team to the playoffs last year, and I think that De'Aaron, as of right now, is just one spot above John Morant when it comes to being a top point guard. So I do want to see him be in the playoffs, or at least in the play, and at least compete for those like last 2 spots in the conference. But I do know that's going to be difficult, because I mean, we are talking about the Western Conference here. Tell me what you guys think in the comment section down below. Like always, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I know my last video for some reason got a lot of hate, especially from a dude who decided to comment 3 times instead of just editing his comment. I don't know, I'm not gonna name names, but obviously you know who you are, because you left 3 comments on my video. Thanks for the interaction though. But like I said, yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and tomorrow I will see you guys for another 30 for 30, and that one is gonna be on the New Orleans Pelicans. Bye guys.